Okay, so a little bit of a video for Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday, Arizona Day. All those things. So I went to the VNSA Book Sale today, after which I visited my dad. And a little dad update, he was in a much better mood today. Still not excited about being there, but he's tolerating it. So there you go. Anyway, I just wanted to take a moment to show you what I got at the book sale. I went a little crazy because I haven't been in years. So honestly, I don't know how I'm going to arrange my shelves because I don't have a lot of space. I'll probably have to put some of the books that I want to keep still in storage boxes and then display the ones that are prettier, like the vintage ones, on my shelf because honestly, they look better on a shelf than the others. So let's start with the French books, shall we? Okay, so I'm no particular order. Okay, this one is Victor Hugo, Le Théâtre en Liberté. I will open it to the title page because the cover will show you nothing. There's the title page. So, yeah, so these are some of his plays, and this particular edition was printed in 1967. There's a little introduction, and then let's see, usually in French books, the table of contents is in the back. Ah, here we go. Table des matières. That's the table of contents. So we've got a bunch of plays, and then we've got a bunch of I guess like short plays. I guess those are. And then we've got Les Jumeaux, which is the twins, and it's in 3 acts. And then Athalie, which is also, or that one's in 2 acts, it looks like. And oh, that's interesting. It looks like this was printed in Louisiana. So yeah, that's book number 1. Okay, at least, like I said, out of order. Book number 2. Let's see. This one has a cover on it. I don't know if it's wise to take the cover off. Let's see. Aha, ha, ha, ha. And we'll take the cover off because it'll let you see what it is. La Fontaine, Fable, which is exactly the same word in English. So you're right, it's fables in English. La Fontaine, very famous French fables. Yeah, this is the 30th edition. And yeah, I guess it was, let's see, does it have a date of a printer date? I'm not seeing one, but I don't know. I'll look up more information on it later. It does have a little inscription from the previous owner. So it looks like maybe it was either gifted to them or they wrote their name in it, like 7/28/28. I think that's a 28, I think. But whoever had it before me put it in this nice little cover. I may not keep the cover because the cover hides the book, and I really don't think the book needs the cover at this point because the book is not as fragile as other books I've seen from the book sale, but we'll see. Okay, this one is Marat et sa maîtresse. So Marat is his mistress. This one has a little book plate in it, and I actually noticed that a couple of the books I got from the table have the exact same book plate, which means this was the previous owner. Book plates are kind of interesting too. I don't know how many of you guys put book plates in your books, but people like to study those, and like a lot of famous people will have like personalized ones and stuff. Title page is kind of pretty in this one, don't you think? It's got a little painting and stuff. So it looks like this one's I don't really know the publication date for this particular edition, but It does have illustrations in it, and ooh, look at this, like a manuscript. Those of us who like handwritten things, like that's really exciting. Anyway, so I think this one, yes, this one has the same book plate. That's what I was telling you. So whoever owned the previous book also owned this one. It's probably from the same publishing house because it has a similar front page. Actually, it is from the same publishing house. Anyway, Napoléon, La Vedette de Cipriani. So, says it was sold for 65 cents. Yeah, so I don't know if this seems to be a novel. I think it's based on, I don't know. I'll have to learn more about it later, but that's that one. Okay, this one is Corinne by Madame de Stael. And this one actually, I'm going to show you the front page here. This one actually has a publication date in it. I don't know if you could see that, but it says 1869 as a publication date. So this is a pretty old one. I guess this seems to be a portrait of the author. And it came with a little slip of paper. Sometimes at the VNSA Book Sale for the vintage books, they'll do a little printout where they looked up to see like information about that particular book. It doesn't look like this one has a high monetary value according to this, but obviously, like as with coins, like not everything has a high monetary value just because it's old. Like there's a lot of things that go into the monetary value of a book, but all of these books have value. Trust me, they just don't always have monetary value. So, and I got most of these, like most of them were about between $3 to $5 a piece. So obviously, like I did not spend a lot of money on these. This one's kind of like worn on the spine, but it's kind of cool because of that. It looks like Les œuvres de Monsieur Scarron, nouvelle édition revue, corrigée et augmentée, tome premier. So, because it says tome premier, that means that it's the first part. So I imagine there are others in this series, and my Roman numerals are a bit off. I'll have to look this one up, but it does have a publication date in it. It is just in Roman numerals. I'll hold it up if you want to look it up on your own. I will look it up later, but like I can do some Roman numerals, but when they get this long, I get a little confused. I believe those 3 X's mean 30 and the L means 5, but when I get to the DCC, I start getting lost. In the M, I think M is 1,000. M is 1,000. DCC. Come on, help me out, guys. Those of you who are better at Roman numerals can help me out. Okay, and then we got one called Chrestomathie du Moyen Âge. So, ooh, I left a price tag on this. There's the cover, spine, a list of other books printed by this publisher. Here is the front page. So, and this one looks to be poetry mostly, I guess. Oh, it's an anthology. Okay, so it's okay. Extrait publié avec des traductions et des notes, une introduction grammaticale et des notices littéraires. So it is an anthology of works from the Middle Ages, I suppose. Let's see. There's a like I told you in French books, the table of contents is always in the back. So There you go. Table de matière. And I got this, this annoys me. Every single time I go to the VNSA Book Sale and get old books, they always put the stickers right on top of them, and it always ruins the cover. And it totally makes it less valuable. Not that they're of high monetary value, most of them anyway, because as I said before, much like coins, when you're collecting coins, like the value has to do a lot with how rare it is and what kind of condition it is. And with books, it could also have to do with who the previous owner was. So if it was owned by someone famous, it might up the value a bit too. So yeah. So this one is, well, Manual pratique de l'art d'écrire. So if I'm looking at it, and this is also a tome 1, Les mots et les tours. So apparently there are more than one volume of this one too. And this is just exercises to help you become a better writer in French. Voila. Okay. I love these little tiny books. I actually have a bunch of them from previous sales. Délices, this is a religious book. I keep them in a little box to keep them safe from a certain cat who has a thing for liking to chew my books. Not just old books, new books, old books, any kind of book. She has no respect for books. I don't know why I adopted her, actually. No, she's not that bad. Sorry. This one, see how little it is? Look, little book. It appears to have like, so it says it was printed in 1911. A little like religious artwork in the front of it. Looks like it's like the Virgin Mary holding the baby Jesus. Délices du fidèle, recueil de prières et de pieux exercices. So fidèle is like someone who's faithful, and so these are like prayers and religious exercise, pious religious exercises. So got stuff about communion in here, the days of the week, and then there's like prayers and stuff. So that's kind of cool. This one was printed here in the United States. Also left a sticker on it. How many stickers? Wow. Yes, I see that. So Chant de France. So you can see Thrift Press, Ithaca, New York, copyright 1934. So this is a vintage book that was printed in New York. Again, they put a sticker here, so when I took it off, totally ruined the page, but I didn't want to leave the sticker there, so, because it would be ugly with the sticker, and like it, at least I like it better without the sticker, even though it kind of ruined it a little bit. But this one, yeah, got our music notation. We got our French songs. I think it's kind of cool. They have them written in script writing. Look at that. It's, yeah, or kind of like italicized. What is that? Like italicized kind of writing? That's cool. Somebody hand wrote the lyrics to Silent Night in French in here. Look at that. That's cool. So yeah. And because this one was printed in the United States, the table of contents is in the front. Table de matière. And then I got one modern French book, paperback. Françoise Bourdin, Au nom du Père. So I thought it would be cool to have at least one paperback, and I looked at the backs of a bunch of them, and this was the one that looked the most interesting to me. Now for the English books. Yes, I did get a few books in English. Most of them are vintage. Most of them. I don't really know anything about them. They just looked kind of cool, so we'll find out. Fables in Slang by George Ade. Ade? Is that how you would say his name? Ade? Previously belonged to this guy. But I was thinking slang is interesting if you're into linguistics and stuff, because it changes over time. So obviously, like, the slang of one era is different than the slang of another. So the copyright for this book is 1899. 1899. So this is like kind of turn of the 20th century slang. Maybe right before the turn of the 20th century. So it'll be kind of fun to take a look at this, like a little bit of linguistic history. This one is for my epistolary collection, because everybody knows, you guys all know that I love letters, and I have not only my personal collection of handwritten letters from people have written to me, but I also have like published collections by famous people and some by not so famous people of letters. And so I found this one, Letters of Lord Chesterfield to his son. So every man I will go with thee and be thy guide, and thy most need to go by thy side. Okay, a little like cover artwork on the inside. There's the front page. I like to kind of show the front page because there's no cover artwork on some of these. I don't know if they previously had dust jackets. But this one was originally published in 1929, and this particular edition was printed in Great Britain. So yeah, kind of cool. Looks like these are 18th century letters. So that'll be kind of fun. And I'm glad they're in a book, because if you've ever tried to read handwriting from the 18th century, you know, written with like quills and stuff, like seriously, try reading our Declaration of Independence in its original handwritten form. It is like nearly impossible unless you have learned and like trained yourself to do it. Nearly impossible. Okay, this one kind of like had an interesting title. The Daughter of a Republican. Now, I don't know if we're talking about the Republican Party or what. It has a little inscription to somebody with wishes for Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and it has a person's name, 1900 to 1901. So there's that. So it was gifted to somebody. Yeah, 1900. Copyright is 1899. And it has a little dedication in here. The world at large gives small attention to human effort until it has reached the full stature of a robust maturity. By way of encouragement, it is well for many obscure toilers that there are those who think they see a bud of promise in the yet undeveloped effort. Because of the loving interest she has always taken in my every first attempt, I dedicate this little volume to my mother. And yeah, so this seems to be a work of fiction. And if indeed it was written in 1890, if it was published in 1899, that was definitely before women had the right to vote. So it'll be interesting. This is Samantha at Saratoga. I picked this one out from the vintage section because it was attributed to Josiah Allen's wife. And then it has, I guess, I'm assuming her name in parentheses in tiny letters underneath. But I was like, why would they not give her, why would they make it somebody's wife and not just give her her own name? And like, why does she have to be attached to her husband to publish a book? So anyway, so this is the cover art, the beginning page. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It says it was entered according to Act of Congress in the year 1887 by Hubbard Brothers. So 19th century. Akkadian reminiscence. I can't say this word. If you have been to Quebec, if you have read, oh shoot, why is his name escaping my brain? If you have read the famous poem about Evangelina, this is Akkadian Reminiscence with the true story of Evangeline by Felix Voorhees. And it was printed in Louisiana. So it's got a little photograph in here. A modern conception of Evangeline. And there's the cover page. So yeah, so I thought a little bit of history. Okay. These last two are not vintage, they're modern. My mom has written, as I've said a few times, volumes upon volumes of diaries that I am starting to go through. And some of them were written in journals that were labeled the Nothing Book. And I found one. Hers have white pages, but the one I found is the rainbow edition. So blank page journal, colorful pages. So this blank book, which, let me see when it was published just for fun, because I don't know when my mom started using hers. It was sold originally for $7.95, which is a steal these days. I don't see a publication date on here, but the point is, it says in the fine print down here, for poets, cooks, travelers, writers, diarists, students, comedians, brides, grandparents, decorators, kids, tourists, doodlers, secretaries, list makers, forgetters, artists, sketchers, businesswomen, businessmen, leaf pressers, gift givers, minimalists, and all of those who've ever wanted to do a book. And then on the inside it says, when asked what 5 books he would take with him to a desert island, George Bernard Shaw replied that he would take 5 blank books. The Nothing Book, the Rainbow Edition, is a blank book with a colorful outlook. We have bound together 192 pages of fine quality paper in the colors of the rainbow. The possibilities are endless. Write your own novel, compile a personal cookbook, draw pictures, make lists, keep records, collect autographs, write poetry, plan vacations, start a diary or scrapbook, design clothes, invent needlework or knitting patterns, doodle, compose songs, jot down important dates, keep a guest book, press flowers, gather favorite quotes, accumulate or invent funny stories. Use your imagination and do your own thing. The Nothing Book is your book. It is meant to be whatever you want it to be, and the Rainbow Edition will enable you to be a more colorful writer or artist. As Byron once wrote, "'Tis pleasant sure to see one's name in print. A book's a book, although there's nothing in't." So, the Nothing Book. I will add that to my collection of blank books that I intend to fill. And then, this is terrible. You should never disrespect a book the way I just accidentally did. Sorry, Akkadian Reminiscences, and I still can't say that word. Bibliophile, an illustrated miscellany. So yeah, it is just a book about books that I've often seen in other bookstores, and I just saw it here in the section of books about books, and I'm like, yeah, that looks like fun. That's all. That's everything. Until next time I get to go to the VNSA Book Sale, maybe you can come with me.